see rippling water like this in the toilet bowl, even if it's just a slight movement, then it means that water is leaking from the tank into the toilet bowl. As you can see, my flapper is down, so it should have been preventing water from flowing into the bowl, which means that the flapper is not making a good seal at the opening with the valve seat. The flapper most likely is worn out or damaged. There should be no movement of water in the toilet bowl after the flush is completed, but even after the flush is completed and the bowl is filled, there's water constantly flowing into the bowl and down the drain, and I'm paying for all that water that's going straight down the drain non-stop. So there's a water supply valve behind the toilet, and you just turn it clockwise to keep the tank from filling back up with water after flushing. And I'm going to replace my old flapper. As you can see, my toilet flushing system is really old, and replacing the whole system is much more cost effective because it's really inexpensive. It's only around $15 to $20 to buy the entire system, and this is a really easy DIY job. But my bolts are totally rusted, and I didn't want to chance cracking the tank while trying to undo these bolts that keep the tank attached to the toilet bowl. Also, even though this is an easy DIY, it's so time consuming, and I didn't want to spend a lot of time fixing this. I just want to do minimal work, so I'm just going to replace the flapper. And so here I'm pulling the flapper off from these plastic arms that are holding it in place. Be careful not to break off these plastic arms. And this was a little bit hard because the flapper has become hardened, so it was hard to kind of bend it. And now I'm just undoing the chain to take the flapper out. And you can see how the flapper is misshapen. See how it's rounded on the left side, and it's not like that on the right side. It's going straight down. It's not rounded. And so I went to Home Depot to get a replacement. And I'm in the plumbing section of the hardware store, and these are all flappers. You can see that they are around $5 to $10. Corky is a great reliable brand for bathroom toilet parts, and this actually is the cheapest Corky flapper for $4.58, and it happens to be a universal flapper. There are actually lots of flappers, and you can make the mistake of getting the wrong one that doesn't fit your system. Also, you have to know the size. So here, what you see here is a 3-inch flapper, and then a 2-inch flapper. I need a 2-inch flapper. Anyway, here's a tip that will save you $1. See the Universal Fluid Master flapper? That's only $3.47. This works beautifully. I've used it before, and it's actually easier to use than the Universal Corky. That was about $1 more, and it's because you can just snap it on the arms. And I just wanted to show you the complete flush systems that are around $15 to $20. Again, these are much better value because these kits contain everything you need, and if you were to get the components separately, it would cost you way more money. So the Fluid Master flapper has this floater, that yellow floater that you can move up and down to control how much water you use whenever you flush. And since it says that you need to push it to the bottom for more water to be flushed, I'm going to push it all the way down to the bottom because I'm not interested in saving water per flush. I want lots of water to flush my bowl thoroughly. And so here I'm just taking it and just snapping the new flapper into place. And when you're attaching the chain to the flush lever, you want the chain to have some slack, but not too much. So I'm going to have to remove several inches. I'm gonna have it attached at that spot right there. I'm going to remove several inches of the chain because I don't want extra chain to get stuck under the flapper and keep it from closing. Now my tank is filling up after a flush and there's no water leaking. See, there's no rippling of the water in the toilet bowl. Still no water leaking in my bowl after the tank has been completely filled. If your flapper isn't the problem, then the problem is most likely going to be with some other component of the flush valve system. And in that case, I would definitely replace the whole system, because to replace the flush valve, you will need to separate the tank from the toilet bowl anyway. So you might as well just replace the whole system for around $15 rather than replacing just the flush valve for around $10. So all fixed, all done.